Hi guys out there. So this is just a very simple video of me drinking some whiskey from a Danish brand called Quack. And that is actually just my one of my favorite brands actually. This looks kind of funny. Yeah, I didn't actually do this before I went now, but it looks kind of funny. But yeah, this is one of my favorite brands actually. It's from a Danish comedian who made salted caramel whiskey. And it is actually made here in Jylland, what we call it here in Denmark. This is just a region in Denmark, Jylland. So it is made here in Jylland, and I enjoy whiskey in general. But with salted caramel, I really love salted caramel, so in whiskey that's just amazing, to be honest. So this was actually gifted to me from a friend to my 30-year birthday party I held. So he gave me this and something else, but I was really happy for this. So I'll just shut up and pour a little bit of this right now. And it just smells amazing. I wish you could smell this. But it's also something that tastes so good that you have to be careful to not drink it all in once, you know. So it's something that isn't on the shelf for a long time. And it's 32% alcohol. So I'll just pour a little bit right here. Yeah, so just a little bit right here. And you can also just see the logo here. The name is Quack, and the logo is just this nice smiling thing. So I've actually not had this for like maybe 2 years now, I think. I bought it at one of his shows because he had a comedy gig, and I was also at that show. So there he also just introduced this. It was quite new back then, and maybe it's 3 years ago I actually think, maybe 4. The time flies. But there he had this with him, and then I got one, and I also got one signed from him. So that was quite nice. And as I said before, the dangerous thing about this is that you do not feel that it's like a 32% alcohol. You can feel it a little bit in the throat, but you do not feel it as much. So you have to be quite careful with this. This thing will probably last me maybe a month, maybe 2. I hope for like 2 months. I do not drink very often, or like drink at all, so yeah. I enjoy once in a while if I get a glass like this, because I just enjoy the whiskey taste. I think one of the nice things about this whiskey in particular, I do enjoy salted caramel, but it's not like over flavored with salted caramel. You can taste it. You can also taste it quite good and quite nicely, but it's not like it's overpowering or anything. You can also feel that kick, you know, when you swallow it. You can also feel a little bit of that burn, you know, in the throat, even though it's only 32%. but you can feel it a little bit, and you're not overpowered with salt caramel flavor. If it was overpowered, then I actually think it was a little bit disgusting, because I do like salt caramel, but I do not like overly sweet stuff. That is a little bit too much, and it can be a little bit, it's just a little bit off for me. I do not enjoy sweet stuff like that. But yeah, I just wanted to make a very casual video as well, just where I drink a little bit of whiskey, tell a little bit about this whiskey. There's not a whole lot to tell about the whiskey. Also, like, talk a little bit about positivity as well. So just get some positive vibes out there. Because in the world as it is right now, I think there's a lot of war going on. Or I do not think there is a lot of war going on. And every day when I have dropped my daughter off at daycare, then I just listen to the news, and every time you turn on the news, then you are just bombarded with war stuff, and just what did Putin do now, what did Donald Trump do now, and also just in Europe we have a lot to say too, and he wants to take Greenland and stuff like that. We do enjoy our continent over here also. Whereas, it is quite safe over here, especially in Denmark where I live. It's very safe, and we want to keep it safe, of course. But when you're bombarded with these news all the time about war and stuff like that, I think that we need a little bit more positivity into our everyday. Not because that we are gonna ignore that there's stuff going on, and not just in Russia, Ukraine, and stuff like that. There's a lot of terrible things going on, also in Gaza, and a lot of places where a lot of civilians, unfortunately, are getting killed. So I think that this is just something that we hear about every day. And don't get me wrong, it's nice being informed, especially if it's something that is, you're gonna use to something, But we do not get a lot of those positive stories. A lot of us have a lot of good things going on, but they can be overridden a little bit when you get all of these negative stories all the time. So today has just been a good day, I would say. Now it's evening. The daughter is just sleeping in her bed right now, hopefully. So I'm just gonna record a little bit of ASMR content, even though it has been a good day, but also been a quite rough day. I don't know how many of my subscribers are watching this, but my girlfriend, not wife yet, but my girlfriend is also pregnant again. So we're gonna have a second child, and due to that pregnancy, I'm doing a lot of the stuff around the house. So that needs cleaning, that needs making food. And especially when my daughter our daughter is in need of an adult, and she's not playing a lot by herself. But especially with her, then I have to do a lot of the work, even though that you enjoy spending time with your family, then then that can be kind of tough as well when you've done that for enough hours. So when the daughter is tucked in and I'm just gonna stand here enjoy a glass of whiskey and my girlfriend is out with her sister, then it's just nice and relaxed and you can really enjoy the quietness. Yeah, just the quiet. It's very nice. So, I hope that you guys out there have had a great day and have a great weekend, especially. I think that most of us have everyday jobs and we work a lot and we work hard. So when we do that, then the weekends are just necessary and hopefully too could unwind quite a lot. So I do hope that you have a great weekend out there. I am recording this Saturday. I will post it Sunday. So, of course, when I'm uploading this, then you might be just woken up or you might be in bed and waiting for tomorrow. Depends on where you are watching this in the world, you know. I know that a lot of my subscribers are from the US and I think there's like 6, 7 and 8 hours time difference. I think it's those hours in time difference, maybe a little bit more in some states. But yeah, when I post at 9 p.m. almost 8:45 p.m. then it's actually quite early over there. So I do hope that you enjoy watching the content as well, even though it's quite early for you as well. It's really good. It's really good. Especially when you also just have an evening like this, and just one glass of this, where you just fill it up halfway. That is sufficient to just unwind and get that weekend feeling, you know. When you are a parent and you are an adult in general, then you do not get that, you know, weekend feeling the same way as when you were in your teens or early 20s, you know, like where there was no responsibilities, you know. Now there's always responsibilities. You also have to think a lot financial stuff and stuff like that, you know. There's always a lot of things. But when you just get to the evening and everything is settled, you have done your work for the day, even the weekend, you know, because the house needs cleaning and food and stuff like that. Then you can just sit down. Oh, I'm standing up right now. With a glass of whiskey, beer, soda, whatever you want, some candy. Just unwind. Like in your early 20s or whenever, you could just feel stressed. Even though that when you are at my age now and have family, a lot of other responsibilities, then when you think back, then you're just like, what was I stressed about? I literally didn't know. The financial part was, you know, a lot better because you had not very much obligations financially. You could just sit there and game all day long if you wanted to, after work or in the weekends. Had like no responsibilities. But I also want to say that back then it was very, very real, the stress and the thing was going on, you know, like you also just think dating and friends and stuff like that is also gonna be taken care of. So when you've used your whole weekend when you are that young, then you're just gonna work for a whole week again. And I think for a lot of young people or younger people, you know, in the teens and early 20s, then they don't think that work is very entertaining or something that they enjoy. But I actually do enjoy my work. When I'm at work, I have some nice colleagues. When I'm at work, I have responsibilities because I have a plan I gotta follow. I gotta do a lot of things at work as well. But it's just like chill, especially in my line of work where I just am at a water jet machine. where I just push the button. I do have some material that needs to get up there, but I also think that is one of the nice things about that kind of work, that you can just put your brain at ease, just follow a worksheet and just take that kind of material you need up on the machine. And when you are taught very well about the machine, how it works, how to fix things, and you have the proper education to do the stuff like that, is also fixing the machine if it's broken, then there's just not a lot of you do have a lot of responsibility with it, but not a lot of stress in it, because you know how to do it, you know how to fix it, you know how to you know how long time things take and stuff like that. So you can just take your brain out, put it over there, and just take it in again when you are actually going home, because you do not need to use it a lot. You just need to do what you are doing every day. For some people that might sound a little redundant and not very, very nice, but for me that is very, very, very good in work life, especially right now, I think, with small children at home. It only gets better the more sips you take. I know a lot of people actually do enjoy when they put a little bit of water in, just like a couple of drops. In my opinion, I do not feel the difference, or I cannot taste the difference in the taste, just like with these 2 or 3 drops that they are putting in. I do not taste it that much, so for me I just like to have it without those drops of water, like not watering it down. So yeah, now I'm just a little bit over halfway through with this. Also, something I noticed is that a little bit of a burning sensation you can get in the beginning when you start sipping on these kind of alcoholic beverages. Then in the beginning, then you can get a little bit of that throat burning sensation. But the further you get down the glass, the less it burns. Now I don't feel it at all, actually, almost. So yeah, this is just a video where I just ramble, just talk a little bit about, just everyday life, stuff like that. Especially also to my subscribers out there, because I know you know me very well, you have followed me for a long time. So I like these ramble videos also because they're just so personal. I don't have to do a lot of triggers, they're just very personal, so that's nice as well. There was also another thing that I wanted to make, I think, a community post about, but I can just try to talk a little bit about it here in this video. And that is actually the thing with ASMR, where there are some ASMR artists I also very much enjoy to watch. They can be extremely slow in the movements. They can talk extremely slow and just have this very, very, very soft and calm presence about them, where they just completely calm, and they do everything like 50% speed. That, what I do. And if that's one thing that I noticed, I do enjoy making ASMR videos. I do enjoy ASMR extremely much. I listen to it every night. But I cannot do that myself. I've tried sometimes where I just try to be extremely calm, do very, very calm hand movements and stuff like that. I can do it a little bit when I do my massage work, because I've practiced it a lot, that the slower you do the massage, the deeper you can get into the tissue and stuff like that. that I do it because of the practice. And I could practice it here as well, I think, but it's just like when I talk to the camera, when I do this kind of stuff, I cannot do a 50% hand movement like that. I get bored, you know. I feel like I need to do something else soon. Also, when I see other ASMR artists do some triggers, then they can do the same trigger for like 10 minutes or something like that. Then they can have very long videos. Whereas when I try to do those things, when I've done that for like a couple of minutes with a trigger, then it's just like dead to me. I cannot do it anymore. I'm just like, okay, now I want to get moving to the next trigger. I do not have ADD or something like that, but yeah, I don't know why I cannot just do those triggers for long. But it bores me when I do triggers for a very, very long time. Except whispering and soft spoken. But when I do all other triggers, when I've done it for like 2-3 minutes, then it's just like I need to get moving to something else. So it's just something that I find quite funny when I'm a person that does ASMR, when I cannot be that calm as other ASMR artists can be, you know. Because I just wanna get through it a little bit. Not through the video because I enjoy making the video, but you know, get through the trigger, next trigger, done. And I also think that it's also why when I'm at work, people or the management also kind of like me at work, because I need to get my job done quickly and of course good, but I need to get it done and over to the next job. Where some people can just do the same job all day, you know, like they're extremely slow, and that's just like not me. I need to get it done, and when it's done, it's done. So there's just something that, and I do not enjoy that. Those, where they are doing very hard and fast triggers, you know, just like extremely fast triggers. I find that the opposite of relaxing. I've never enjoyed that, and I do not get why people make these extremely fast triggers. You know, do they call it chaotic ASMR, something like that? But I do not enjoy that, and I don't know if people find it calming and they get relaxation out of it, or if it's just because they enjoy it because of entertainment or something like that. I don't understand it completely with that chaotic ASMR. Yeah, but if you understand it, if you find relaxation in it and you enjoy it, then please in the comment section below, then just leave a comment about why you enjoy it. If you know why, you don't have to actually know why you enjoy it, but it would be nice to know if there is actually people who calm down to chaotic ASMR like that. When you have a glass like this and it's salted caramel, I also think that one of the reasons he made it with salted caramel is because sometimes he did not enjoy just sipping on a whiskey, but he did not want to put soda or anything like that in the whiskey, because he would like to enjoy the whiskey taste, but for some reason he did not enjoy it being that strong sometimes. So that is also why he made something that was a little bit less strong. 32% is not that strong, and also just with a nice taste. I think that was why he actually made this as well. So I think that this was it for this video. I hope you enjoyed the ramble. I know I said I wanted a lot of positivity in this, but it ended up being mostly just a ramble about whiskey, a little bit about the news, and a little bit about what I am of an ASMR artist and a little bit about my everyday life. So I do hope you enjoyed it, and I can really recommend this as well as you